Welcome back, leather pants enthusiasts, to more Blood Omen, and today we are going to explore Avernus Cathedral. And today with me are the game's librarian,
Howdy.
and Thor.
Hello.
So we're exploring Avernus Cathedral. This is an area we will be in the last game of the series, Defiance. However, it looks completely different here. Get used to the spell because I use it a lot.
Yeah, it got a redesign between the games.
Yeah, that's the thing about this series. They will reuse several areas, like the area around the pillars, Avernus Cathedral, a few other areas, but they look different in each game. It's really bizarre. At least in Resident Evil 3, when Jill visits the RPD, they used the same assets from Resident Evil 2, so they were able to make it look just like it did in Resident Evil 2, so it didn't change. It's kind of strange how everything changes and looks different. In some games it makes sense. The pillars looking different in Soul Reaver, it actually makes sense why that would look different. But in other areas it seems a little bizarre.
Well,
Like,
this game is
I was going to say, I suppose they realise this design doesn't work
Yeah.
for what they were doing in that game.
Yeah. I thought about it. It's kind of like Liberty City, where in GTA 1, it looks completely different than it does in GTA 3, which looks completely different than it does in GTA 4.
Yeah.
Although I believe those are different universes,
They are.
which is bizarre, but okay, Rockstar. We'll go with that.
the
See, Grand Theft Auto is science fiction as well.
multiverse.
Yeah.
In this sense, you can always just say a wizard did it.
Yes. Yes. We know about the
I
wizards.
hate every video.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty damn repetitive when it comes to those things. Yeah, get used to me spamming this attack because it's a nice, easy way of getting rid of enemies, and thankfully, most of the enemies we're going to deal with for the rest of the game don't have poison blood, so we can just drink their blood and move on.
I like how that move is also getting them from other rooms as well.
Yeah.
That's handy.
It's got a big field of effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it
does.
increases too if you start the spell and then keep walking forward. I feel like it grabs other enemies it might not have originally. Damn it. Hit the fucking switch. God damn it, Kain.
God, that can't be nice. You're just walking through, like wherever you're walking through, and all of a sudden your blood just starts leaving your body. It's like, hang on a minute, what's going on?
Like
It's like
goddamn
Kain in the
Ebola.
next room.
Yeah. It's one of those abilities I wish was in later games because it helps with the tedium of this game. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to stun an enemy, then drink their blood. You can just hit that one button and do away with enemies without having to fight them. And why I spam it. And if anybody wants to know why we're doing all of these, run through jump gates, hit switches and run through more jump gates, it's because the game requires it. I don't know why we're doing it. There's no story purpose behind this.
It's just plain old-fashioned padding.
Yep, and there's a lot of padding in this section. Oh dear, is there a lot of padding. I kind of wish the Games Guild was on this one because I feel like we could have got him ranting again like we did in the caves about a section later on this video. And I always appreciate it when he rants. Thor, you've known him longer than we have. I feel like you can appreciate that too.
Yeah. I've known him go off on certain subjects.
Yeah. He's always calm about his rants too.
Indeed.
But I'll have to rant for him since he's not here for this one. But yeah, most of this is just utilizing a lot of the worst mechanics of this game. Just flipping switches, running around. Fuck you if you miss a switch. You can't progress. Which is kind of annoying. My favorite aspects of this game are getting story and just killing dudes and using the various powers you get.
He's got a lot of powers for a vampire.
Yeah, sadly, I don't use them all. I don't even pick up all of them because of something we talked about last video. One of the abilities I missed because of a glitch, I couldn't get through a door that goes to a lightning shrine that gives you a lightning ability that disintegrates everything. And that probably would be really useful. Although this blood spell works really nicely too.
If you aren't using max health there's a health increase.
Ah.
And a magic increase by the looks of it, would that do?
It never fails. He always loves to point out things that we miss in LPs. And it's funny because somebody like Jimmy records videos months, sometimes years in advance. And he'll say on some of his videos, yes, I know, Chris, I missed something. Don't tell me. So now we're probably to my favorite part of this level, besides any story bits.
What, the end?
I wish. I wish. Okay, that's my favorite part, but this part's not too bad. The stairs are annoying to get up. I don't know if they're iced over. It doesn't look like they are, but for some reason, Kain struggles to get up them. For some reason, there's ice in there, and I'm not sure why. But there's not any puzzles. There's not really a whole lot of traps or anything to really deal with. So it's a pretty straightforward area, which I appreciate.
Just nonsensical staircases in the void.
Yeah. I never understood that about top-down view games like this where you have that void. I never loved that. Which is why I don't really play top-down view games.
They tend to have that, don't they, for some reason?
Yeah. Parasite Eve was pretty good about that. I think there are some extras in here if you want to take a side path, but this is as quick of a run as I can do, so we're not doing that. Parasite Eve was pretty good about that, not having too much of that, but yeah, this game is really bad for having that void there.
Kain's got a couple of void levels.
Yeah.
But they're contextualized as nightmares, so get to
Okay.
pass.
As long as you frame it right, I suppose.
This staircase, for some reason, Kain would not walk up it. I don't know what the fuck. Like, by the time I got him to actually move up it, he goes so slow. I'm sure some of that is the bad frame rate going on here.
Maybe, but yeah, he clearly doesn't want to go up there.
Yeah. Like, come on, Kain, you could do it. I believe in you. Of all the amazing feats he can do, climbing up those stairs is just too difficult.
It's like an old school Dalek.
Yeah. And I would say, oh, you Brits and your Doctor Who, but I know there are plenty of Americans who like Doctor Who too.
Quite a lot for some bizarre reason, but alright.
Yeah. And this is actually a puzzle, so just follow what I'm doing and you'll be okay. Yeah, I never got into that myself. And of course, the new stuff you don't want to watch either because woke.
Yeah.
I imagine if you're not following a guide, this section could be really annoying going through different portals. So we're going to get something nice here.
Time fades even legend, and the origin of Soul Reaver has been lost long ago. But its purpose remains, to feed on the souls of any creature it strikes. kindred, this blade and I.
Soul Reaver.
Is that a map of Nalsgarth there that he was walking on?
I'm not entirely sure. If not, we will get one later on. I believe in video 12 or 13 of this LP. I can't remember.
It's just a nice little floor map I saw you walking on. At least I think it was.
You're probably right on that, but we'll get another one later on in the LP.
Cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
I don't know, I like maps. I don't know why.
Yeah. Interesting, he talks about a connection he has with the Soul Reaver, because we will find out more about that throughout the series. There are 2 games in this series, one called Soul Reaver and one called Soul Reaver 2, so that should tell you that weapon will be very important to the overall story. I love this spell. Not only does it refill your health if you're playing legit, but it kills everything in one hit. There are several ways you could deal with this switch. You could use Energy Bolt to shoot it, or you could use Mist Form to go up like that and flick them. I didn't have to use Mist Form since I'm cheating this game, but I wanted to try to play as legit as I could.
Yeah.
There are times in future videos where I say, fuck it. Some of that's not necessarily my choice, some of it is. Yeah, the walk through walls cheat is amazing. Oh, this part. This is the part that Joe being on there would have been fun for, because I feel like he would have ranted here.
Oh yeah.
So we've got a significant portion of this video where all we're doing is dealing with enemies, walking from room to room, and flicking switches. There's no reason we're doing this. There's no story here. It's just moving from one screen to the next. And anybody watching this, and I've pointed this out several times, if you've never played this game on the PlayStation, you don't realize the loading screens between each of these rooms. They last about 5 seconds each, which on its own may not sound like a big deal, but when you're constantly switching from room to room, constantly having to bring up your menu to bring up a different power so that I can bring up the light spell so that people watching can actually see what's going on. I'll bring it back up in a minute. That time adds up. And it makes this even more mundane and annoying. This is definite game padding.
Very much.
Oh, and I was drunk when I edited this video. So far, everything's looked okay. Hopefully this all comes out okay. We'll find out, but yeah.
That spell's the only way you seem to get blood out of monsters as well.
Yeah, and you got to be careful for that because some of these monsters have the tainted blood, which will poison you. So you got to watch out for that. I tried to watch out for that as best I could, but at times I just got frustrated and just wanted everything to die in one hit.
Nice.
Yeah, this is not a game I love. I'm sure there are people that like it, and that's totally fine, but it's definitely not my style of game, and this section goes on way too long. There's way too much padding in this game.
Yep, it's gone on that long, the music's starting to lose.
Yep. And we're not done. We got a while to go yet. And this is all we're doing, like I said before, just walking around. Flicking switches. Trying to think of things to talk about while we fill the space for this video. Oh, man.
It's amazing how them traps never hurt the enemies, but only you.
Yeah. I always hated that in games whenever enemies could never hurt each other, but they could hurt you. Or traps could hurt you, but not the enemies. When I played the first Tenchu, that was the first time I ever saw a game where enemies could hurt each other, and I loved that.
Gives it more of a realistic feel.
Yeah. No, I will not help you. Sucks to be you.
The fuck was that thing on that wall then?
I have no idea.
I was looking at that like red and green thing, and I couldn't make out what the hell that was then.
Who knows? This game is so low quality graphics wise, partly because of how old it is. So I will give it that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I couldn't tell if it was the guy screaming for help or not. I was like, eh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Without the CGI cutscenes, this might have even made it on the good old SNES.
Yeah. It's not fantastic. This is probably the oldest game I've ever LP'd. Definitely the worst looking, for sure. Although I don't have the context. I come from that era, but I don't know if this was standard for the time. Probably 1996, I think, is when this came out.
That was the launch year, wasn't it, for the PS1?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know, I thought it was 95. At least in the UK, because I know Japan had it in 94.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It takes developers a while though to get used to a new console
True.
and work out how to make it look the best.
Yeah, but Ridge Racer though, that was a launch title and that looked brilliant.
This does not.
No, this looks shit. This is sprite work. I mean, sprite work. How hard is that? They've been doing that since, well, forever. Yeah, so there's no reason for this game to look so shoddy. Hire an artist.
Yeah, I can understand why Joe wanted to LP this but never did.
Yeah.
Because story-wise, I think it's pretty decent and it sets up the whole series. But in terms of gameplay, oh man. And looks, yeah, it's not pretty.
Joe was describing to me the one time what this game was like. And he made it sound like it was like a strategy game. And I was like, oh, it doesn't sound too bad then. But yeah, no, this ain't no strategy game.
No.
this isn't what I was imagining.
I've heard it been described like that. I thought it like you're controlling Kain and an army of vampires.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was talking about.
Nope.
It's exactly what I thought he was talking about, but it's like, nope.
Nope, definitely not controlling an army of vampires, that's for sure.
I think that would have been a more cooler concept, like Kain's conquest and how he overthrew the Pillar Lord.
This whole game could have been told in the intro cutscene for that.
This armor was spawned in the most impure of spirit forges, tempered from the seething agony of tortured souls. The metal exists only partially in the human realm, causing it to fade between tangible and ethereal states.
Yeah, most of the story is told in that opening cutscene, so you're kind of right there. In that opening section, you get Kain's death and then his formation as a vampire.
Yeah, the whole game could have just been that. And then slap that in front of a strategy game.
Yep.
And then there you
That would
go.
have been quite fun, actually.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's not what we got.
Above me stood a memory, etched in stained glass.
You want to elaborate on that, or is that dialogue that we're missing?
Probably missing.
Probably. I'll have to look and add that in later. Awesome. Save point. You definitely want to use that.
It just felt like stopping.
Ah, what's this? I had not even realized the blade and the raiment were here. You wear those trinkets well, Kain, but I do believe that they would look better on me.
The matriarch of Avernus, the Lady Azimuth. Her magical planing skills summon demons through runes inscribed in human blood.
Come to me, my children. We shall ravage Nosgoth together.
I don't know. You all look like a bunch of pixels to me.
So, little man, have they sent you to stop me? My children shall rip you apart. Come, my demons, let us sup on vampire blood.
Why did somebody think that loud, annoying tire screeching sound would be a great idea for the Soul Reaver?
For all her magic, the Lady Azimuth was little trouble. Once her demonic thralls had been dispatched, she fell quickly to my blade. Azimuth's third eye, a gift from the Pillar of Dimensions, allowed the planar sight into other realms. The pillar reclaims its own.
It will deliver you in time.
Ooh, in time. Time is very important to the series, annoyingly. We will find out more about that in the next video. Check that bat shrine, and then it's time to get the fudge out of here. Oh, we will start the next video off in that location, so remember where that is.
Before the Dimension Pillar, I lay the Eye of Azimuth. The pillar accepted its offering. Thus, it was restored.
Well done. You have found Mobius's toy. Azimuth, not content with summoning demonic thrall, stole the time-streaming device in order to gather creatures from other ages as well. Take care of the device, Kain. It will deliver you in time. The legions of the Nemesis are on the march from the north, crushing all in their path. 'Twas not too long ago that the Nemesis was known as William the Just, a caring and gentle benefactor of the land. But as his army grew in strength, and he himself grew in power, the veil of tyranny fell, and one kingdom was not enough. So many cities, so many dead. Willendorf will be sure to follow. The Nemesis must be stopped, or all shall be lost.
How can one stop an army?
You must rally the forces of Willendorf. They are the last hope of Nosgoth.
Well, this sounds like an annoying side quest that we will deal with next time. Thanks for watching, and we will see y'all then with more Blood Omen.